Welcome back to another great edition of Skybridge, where we showcase how low can the state go. The only courtroom series where the prosecution keeps proving the defence's case for them. Today's episode? Sibanda walks into court with nothing but a shaky voice, a disputed confession, and the hope that nobody remembers he can't explain a single line of it. And the spoiler everyone remembers, watch closely, because what you're about to see isn't strategy. It's not law. It's not even improvisation. It's pure desperation dressed up as cross-examination. And it collapses faster than the confession he's trying to weaponize. So buckle up, because if you thought the previous meltdown video was bad, this one arrives with smoke, sparks, and a judge who keeps opening doors that should stay welded shut. Desperate Sibanda zooming in Muzi Sibiya. Here it goes.
Do you personally know Muzi Sibiya?
Wena uyamazi uMoses Sibiya?
Mazi ngombona uma ngingasho mazi ngombona lapha hostel.
I know him just by sight or by seeing him there at the hostel, as I earlier on indicated.
Yes, Mr. Buthelezi, my question is, do you personally know Mr. Sibiya?
Kodwa umbuzo wami kuwena ukuthi wena nje kuwena uyamazi uMnumzana Sibiya?
Yes, ngombona.
Yes, just by sight, by seeing him there at the hostel.
And then you also said in the statement that he's my homeboy from KwaNongoma.
Siyaqhubeka-ke istatement noma kubhaliwe la kwistatement ukuthi-ke umkhaya wami ubuya KwaNongoma.
Alright.
Alright.
And it was your evidence earlier on that you said Muzi Sibiya is a homeboy from KwaNongoma, or whoever that you saw that at Basuti Hostel, you assume that they're from KwaNongoma.
Bekubufakazi bakho-ke futhi nangesikhathi kuqala-ke ukuthi ubufakazi la ekuseni ukuthi-ke umbona-ke laphana ehostel nokuthi-ke umkhaya wakho ubuya KwaNongoma nokuthi-ke wena-ke ukuthi-ke abantu laba ababesehostel wena uyitshela ukuthi abantu ababuya abaqhamuka KwaNongoma.
Yeah.
Yes.
Muzi Sibiya used to stay at Basuti Hostel in Vosloorus.
uMoses Sibiya wayehlala eBasuthwini hostel eVosloorus.
Yes.
Okay, I hear.
Does it accord with your evidence that you gave earlier on today?
Ingabe lokhu kuyahambisana yini nobufakazi bakho obetholile phambi kwale nkantolo uma uqala nje namhlanje noma nenkulumo yakho eshilo la enkantolo namhlanje?
Ukuthi umuzi ngiyamazi ngibona Stella kehambisana.
That I know Sibiya and I used to see him at the hostel, it accords.
So statement sami mina ngasitshela ukugcina into sasigcina uboshwa kwami. Ngicazela uboshwa kwami nomfowethu okunye ngayo. Angisakwazi ukuqhubeka yona.
But with regards to my statement, what I said to Kininda, it goes to as far as my arrest together with my brother. But anything else that is happening here now, I know nothing about it.
Okay. But what is written here that I just read to you falls within your personal knowledge.
Kodwa-ke lokho okubhaliwe lana engiqeda ukufundela kona kuyinto oyaziyo noma kuyinto onolwazi lwayo lokho engiqeda ukufundela kona.
Lokho ukuthi qhubeka lapho uma ngomuzi Sibiya ngikwazi. Lokho yese qhubeka ngomuzi Sibiya.
What is contained in here with regards to Muzi Sibiya, I know nothing about it. As I indicated that I just know him there at the hostel.
But it's correct that Muzi Sibiya was staying at the hostel according to your evidence.
Kodwa-ke kuyilona iqiniso ngokubufakazi bakho ukuthi ngempela uMuzi wayehlala khona ehostel.
Yes.
Yes, I hear.
You did say that earlier today. You couldn't testify about that earlier.
May I not respond to that?
Why not? You've been responding.
Ngoba ngikwazi lokho sekuqhubeka la ukukhuluma ngomuzi Sibiya.
Because that which is written here, mentioning Muzi Sibiya, I know nothing about it.
But I'm talking about the fact that you said Muzi Sibiya, while you used to see him at the hostel, he was residing at Basuti Hostel.
Kodwa lana-ke lana manje ngikhuluma nje ngalokho okushilo wena.
As the court pleases, my lord, I'm not sorry to intervene for the cross-examination here. The evidence earlier was that I know Muzi Sibiya. I used to see him around the hostel. He has never said he used to reside at the hostel. As the court pleases, my lord.
Was Muzi Sibiya also residing at the hostel?
Ummeleli akushoyo ukuthi okukhulunywe ufakazi ngaphambilini ukuthi nje akadla ukuthi uMuzi wayehlala ehostel ukuthi wayevamise ukuthi ambone nje khona laphayana.
Was Muzi Sibiya residing at the hostel prior to the witness's arrest in 2013?
Ngaphambi kokuboshwa kwakho ngo-2013, ingabe umuzi wayehlala yini e-hostel?
yebo ngajwayele umbona khona.
Yes, I used to see him there.
Thank you. I was asked and questioned by the police on the case of Senzo Meiwa. I told them the above information.
Oh, okay. Ngabuzwa amaphoyisa noma bengipheka ke ngemibuzo mayelana ke necala lika Senzo Meyiwa. Ngabatshela ke lokhu okubhaliwe la ngaphezulu. Yes,
Did you
I hear.
tell that to Brigadier Gininda?
Ngabe wakusho yini lokho ku Brigadier Gininda?
No, basho ukuthi some statement yangasikho ngophinda sagcina la. Bengathi ngikhomba khona. Yes. Omunye wayeseqhubeka esibhala. Angazi ukuthi ubhala namhlanje ngibuza.
As I said, that my part with regards to the statement and with Brigadier Gininda ended here where it reads about my incarceration as well as my brother. And he carried on writing. I didn't know what it is that he was writing, and I was also not going to ask him.
Sir, was it not your evidence earlier on today that Brigadier Gininda did not take the statement from you? It was taken by someone else?
Ingabe bengasibona ubufakazi bakho yini namuhla ukuthi ke uBrigadier Gininda kwangasiyena owayebhala istatement sakho kwakuwomunye kulaba ayehamba nabo okuyena owayebhala.
Mina ngabona kwakubhala omunye ngizwe manje enkantolo ukuthi kuthiwe isimo sikaGininda ushumshushisa.
I saw someone else writing, but I heard it here in court when the prosecutor said that this is Brigadier Gininda's handwriting.
Sir, I put it to you that you are fabricating your evidence as we go along.
Mina ngithi ke kuwena ukuthi ke manje ubufakazi bakho usuyabulungiselela ke nanjengoba siqhubeka amagama ke usuyabushintsha ubufakazi bakho.
Angikwazi ukushintsha ngoba vele angeke ngikwazi ukukhuluma into engayazi ukufaka senzo.
I cannot fabricate it because indeed I would not have been able, I would not have said something that I know nothing about with regards to Senzo's death.
I skipped a line, a very important one. He knew me and my brother Marco very well.
Are you on the next page?
Yeah, no, you're still on the same page. Just after Fusnoras, I skipped the line there. After Fusnoras, he knew. On that page, Mr. Jonas. Yeah.
Okay. Wayengazi kahle mina nomfowethu uMarco. Yeah. Yaqhubeka ithi mina nomfowethu uMarco wayesazi kahle.
Ngiyakuzwa.
I hear you.
Did Moses Bia know you and your brother very well?
Ingabe umuzi wena nomfowethu wayenazi kahle.
Mina bangifezela ukuthi umuzi ngimazi mhlawumbe yena wayesazi kahle. Thina simazi kahle.
Maybe he knew us very well and we don't know him very well.
But you were residing together at Basuting Hostel during that time.
Kodwa ke ngaso leso sikhathi leso ke nanihlala nonke eBasuthu hostel.
Yebo behlala kwenye block ngayihlala kwenye block.
Yes, we were residing in one block and he was residing on the other block.
What you just witnessed is the legal equivalent of a man setting himself on fire and then asking the court to admire the flames. Sibanda, the same Sibanda who stood in this very courtroom and proudly declared, "As an officer of the court, I now know Gininda's handwriting," is now trying to prove a statement written in that exact handwriting. This isn't cross-examination. This is self-incrimination with subtitles. He opens the section about Muzi Sabia like he's unveiling a masterpiece. But Makimba shuts it down with the precision of a sniper. That's not what I told Gininda. I'd rather not comment on what Gininda wrote. Translation: I'm not here to validate your forged fan fiction. And Sibanda keeps reading, pushing, and pretending the courtroom forgot his earlier confession. He looks like a man trying to CPR a corpse he personally stabbed. Every sentence he reads is another reminder that this statement is nothing but Gininda's creative writing assignment, dressed up as evidence and dragged into court like a sick joke. And the best part? He's doing it with the confidence of someone who thinks the audience is blind. This isn't a collapse. This is a public execution of the cold case narrative, and Sibanda is the one swinging the axe on his own team. And if you think this was brutal, wait until the next clip, where Sibanda tries to stretch this lie even further, and the courtroom finally starts choking on the smoke from his burning credibility. Let's continue listening on.
I further told the police that I suspect Moses Sibiya is the person who may try to mislead the police by moving the blame from him and shifting it to me and my brother.
Ngisola ke Ngiyasola ke ungawatshela amaphoyisa yebo ngawatshela amaphoyisa ukuthi ke ngiyasola ukuthi ke uMoses Sibiya uzama ke ukuthi ke adukise umkhondo ke noma ke adukise umkhondo emaphoyiseni ngokuthi ke akhombe kumina ke angakhombi kuyena noma ke angakhulumi ngaye akhombe mina nomfowethu.
Angakusho kanjani nje lokho ngoba phela umuzi ayijwayethe yithi bese ngiphinde ngithi nguye futhi angakusho kanjani.
How would I have said that? Because Muzi pointed to us and said it was us. So how would I now have said that it was him?
Did you give this information to Brigadier Geninda?
Ngabe wakusho yini lokho Brigadier Geninda?
Ukuthi umuzi uthi yithi.
Yep.
Yebo ngiyezwa ngaBrigadier Geninda ukuthi umuzi uthi noma ke sibalusenze.
I heard from Brigadier Geninda that
Ezile nakuqala.
I said it earlier on as well. I heard from Brigadier Geninda that Muzi was saying that it was myself and my brother.
Did you say this to Brigadier Geninda as well?
Lokho bhalo lana ke manje angiphinde futhi ke ngawatshela amaphoyisa ukuthi ngiyasola ukuthi ke uMuzi uyena ke ozama ukuthi adukiseke umkhondo emaphoyiseni ngokuthi akhombe kumina nomfowethu angakhombi kuyena. Uyabuza ukuthi wakusho yini lokho kuPhenini?
Ngikwazi ukusho into engayazi ukuthi ngithi ngiyasola ngisola umuntu ngokufa komuntu.
No, I cannot say something like that. I cannot say to the police that I suspect someone with regards to someone's death.
From what I have read to you, was there no attempt by anyone to mislead the police as to the people that were involved in the death of Senzo Meyiwa?
Kuloko engikufundele kona ingaba akekho yini umuntu owazama ukuthi ke adukise umkhondo emaphoyiseni ngokumayela nokubulawa noma ukushona kwakhe uSenzo Meyiwa. Kuloko engikufundele kona.
Angikwazi ngisho lokho akusho washo uGeninda ukuthi wathi umuzi uthe yimi nomako.
I don't know. I am saying what was said to me by Geninda that Moses said that it was myself and Marco.
Okay. Do you then confirm again once more that you and your brother on the 26th of October 2014 you were incarcerated?
Uyaqinisekisa ke futhi ukuthi ngazo i-26 October 2014 wena nomfowenu nanisejele.
Yeah.
Yes.
And any attempt to point towards your direction will be misleading.
Nokuthi ke noma yini ke ukuthi nje kukhonjweke ngakunina noma ngakolweni ke uhlangothi lokho ukudukisa umkhondo.
Angeke ngithi ukudukisa umkhondo because angazi ukuthi wakuthiwa yithi noma yena umuzi wayithi yithi ngobani. Yikho ukuthi nama ngikwazi ukuthi bese ngingasatshela uGeninda ukuthi ngithi umuzi. Angazi isiwaphi konke lokho.
I not know whether it was misleading or that soon was misleading a lot, and also hence I am then saying that because that is what then was said to me by Geninda that it is Muzi who said that. So hence I am saying that what is written here or contained here, my Lord, is that I would not have been in a stage or in a position to then say this to Geninda.
I want to understand, say, cool, you and your brother have committed this offense in light of the records or your own evidence that on that day you were incarcerated?
Ngicela lokho ukuthi ngikubuze kuwena ke ukuthi ke kwangenzeka yini ukuthi wena nomfowenu nikwenze lokho noma ke icala leli nilenzeke nanoma nje incwadi lezi ke ikhomba ke ukuthi wena nomfowenu ngalelo langa lelo nanisejele.
Cha sasingesilenze.
No, we would not have been able to.
So I'm saying to you, any attempt to point towards you and your brother is misleading.
Manje ke ngikushoyo ke kuwena ukuthi ke nanoma yini ke eyenziwayo ke manje ukuthi ke kuloko oqeda ukusho ke manje ingakho ngithi ke kuwena ke nanoma yini ke noma umzamo ke ukuthi ke kukhonjwe ngakunina ke ukuthi lokho udukisa udukisa umkhondo ungekaphenduli kanjalo.
Objection, my lord. I don't think this question is proper to the witness because it does not know the basis or the objections or the grounds upon which Moses Beer challenged the admissibility of that statement. As regard the contents of that statement, which is the alleged confession statement.
Which other statement are you talking about?
Relating to accused number 1.
I thought the doctor here is also examining Mr. Buthelezi on the basis that, given the fact that he was in jail on the 26th or 25th of October, it could not be possible for him to have killed or murdered whoever. Is that not how you're phrasing it?
That is correct, my lord.
Yeah.
He gets that from the confession statement, from the alleged confession statement of accused number 1. The contents thereof directing the police to this witness. So I'm saying it would not be proper for this witness to be invited to comment on that because there were bases that were laid before this court.
Now the question is allowed.
Isanto lithe uvumela ke kumbuzo ke nanoma maybe ke ethi ke akusukumbuzo ofanelekile ukuthi uzwe ngobufakazi. Inkantolo ithi izovumela umshushi ukuthi awubuze ke umbuzo loyo.
And just when you thought the state couldn't embarrass itself any further, Sibanda decides to dig straight through the floor. He drags in Muzi Sibia's provisionally admitted confession, a confession that is hanging in court like a loose ceiling tile, a confession the witness knows nothing about, a confession whose conditions are still under dispute, a confession Sibia himself was fighting to disown. But Sibanda, he tries to use it like a magic wand. He waves it around, hoping the court will suddenly believe that Muzi Sibia misled everyone by pointing at Makimba and his brother. It wasn't questioning. It was a desperate attempt to hypnotize the court with a document that isn't even legally stable. And then Numalo rises, calm, surgical and allergic to stupidity. He objects because the witness cannot comment on a confession he didn't make, didn't witness, didn't read, and doesn't understand the conditions of. A first-year law student could see the problem. But my lord didn't just descend into the arena. He slid down the ropes like a WWE wrestler entering the ring. Instead of protecting the process, he protected Sibanda's desperation. He allowed the question. He opened the door. He basically said, sure, let's question the witness on a confession he knows nothing about. What could go wrong? Everything. Everything went wrong. Because the moment that ruling dropped, the courtroom stopped looking like a court of law and started looking like a state-sponsored improv show. And here's the real question. How does a senior judge allow a witness to be questioned on a confession that is not final, not settled, not understood by the witness, not confirmed, not safe, and not even properly admitted? What happened to judicial discretion? What happened to fairness? What happened to the basic rule that a witness cannot be cross-examined on matters outside their personal knowledge? It evaporated. It vanished. It left the courtroom the moment my lord said, "The question is allowed." This wasn't a ruling. This was a procedural faceplant. And the state? They didn't just fall. They slid across the floor like a wet mop. And if you think this courtroom was already on fire, wait until the next clip, where the state's desperation stops being subtle and starts becoming a full-blown legal emergency. Here it goes.
You have a response? I'm saying, is it not misleading for someone, or is it not misleading for someone to point towards Beniselani Buthelezi as well as Marco Buthelezi as the people that were involved in the murder of Senzo Robert Mayiwa on the 26th of October 2014, in light of the fact that the witness and his brother were incarcerated on that day?
Kwinkulumo yakho ethi ke ngalo ilanga lelanga 26 October 2014 nobabili wena nomfowenu nanisejele manje ke akusibona yini ukudukisa umkhondo ukuthi manje umuntu ke athi abantu ababulala uSenzo Robert Mayiwa nge-26 sika October 2014 kwakuqiniselana Buthelezi nomfowabo uMarco Buthelezi akusibona ukudukisa umkhondo yini lokho?
I'm saying this is the court. Because I've got an objection. The court says the state is allowed to continue with certain questions here because they are trying to prove the statement. That which has been asked from this witness by the state now, is this still part of trying to prove the statement, my lord?
Sir, what are you trying to do?
I'm still on
I've,
that, my lord.
I've just said that, my lord. The state has said, despite the fact that
It is trying to prove that the statement was made.
yes,
I thought.
yes, my
Yeah.
lord. But then I'm asking, is it still intelligent enough to ask this type of a question with a view to try and prove that the information is coming from this accused? This last question, which is phrased in the following context, is it therefore not misleading to suggest that you and your brother were involved in the killing of Senzo Meyi?
Who says that?
It's the state.
No, but the doctor's question is simple.
Yes,
He says, because you were incarcerated,
yes.
is it not misleading for anybody to to intimate that
Yes.
you killed so and so?
Therefore, my lord, my objection is, how relevant is that question to try and prove that this statement then was made by this witness?
No, the question is disallowed.
I
Just
can
go on.
understand, the court does also not understand.
Yeah, no, I don't understand where you're getting to.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Because this is not about, this is just intellectual scrutiny. Here somebody says Rata killed Senzo Meyiwa. Yet Rata was in jail on that particular day. Now this counsel is saying, is it not misleading for anybody to insinuate that you, Rata, you killed Senzo because you were in jail? What's wrong with it? It has got nothing to do with proving who killed who.
Can I respond?
Yeah, fine.
The court just said the motion is disallowed. So the court does not need to further justify its ruling. The court is
Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, yeah, fine. Go on, sir.
Then on the next page, Phingiselani Beki Kuthintwa Buthelezi state under oath that I am saying this because it was openly spoken in Kwanongoma area when I came out in prison around 2016 that Muzisi Biya was involved in the killing of Senzo Meyiwa.
Ngikusho lokhu ke ngoba kwakuyinto ke eyayikhulunywa ke ingafihlwa kwaNongoma noma ke endaweni yakwaNongoma ngesikhathi ke engaphuma ngaso noma ke engangibuya ngaso ejele ngo2016 ukuthi uMuzi Sibiya wayeyingxenye noma wayembandakanyeka ekubulaweni kukaSenzo Meyiwa.
Did you give this information to Brigadier Geninda?
Ingabe wakusho yini lokhu kuBrigadier Geninda?
Hayi, angikwazi.
No, I know nothing.
Did you come out of prison around 2016?
Ngabe waphuma ejele ngo2016? Yes.
Are you also from Kwanongoma?
Ubuya kwaNongoma nawe angithi? Yes.
Is Muzisi Biya also from Kwanongoma?
NoMoses buya kwaNongoma naye. Yes.
I have no evidence of this, but this was commonly spoken.
Anginabo ubufakazi balokhu, kodwa ke lokhu kwakuyinto eyayikhulunywa. Spoken where?
Around Kwanongoma.
KwaNongoma.
Hayi, angikwazi.
No, I don't know about
Uma kwi-statement sami senkantolo.
Okay, the
So
state.
ngicela uma kwi-statement sami la ngasibhala khona ukuthi mina nomfowethu sasiboshiwe sasaphuma isikhathi esithile. Lokho okunye ngicela ungaqhubeki ngakho lokho engingakwazi ukuthi waqala kwalamuntu awakhulunywa.
With regards to my statement goes as far as The witness indicated paragraph 4, during the year 2014, myself and my brother, Marco Buthelezi, were in prison. The witness then further says, my lord, anything else beyond that, my lord, I never said it and I don't know as to who wrote it.
I can identify Moses Sibiya when I see him again.
Ngingamkhomba uMoses Sibiya uma ngingambona futhi.
Are you able to identify Moses Sibiya?
Ngingamkhomba uMoses Sibiya.
Ngasho kusengathi ngicela uma kwi-statement sami lesigcina khona. Angikwazi ukuba ne-statement engasibhalanga kuyo.
As I'm saying, my lord, I would just like with regards to my statement, I would just like to end where I indicated to the court that is how far I took it. I cannot proceed with anything else which I know nothing about.
But I'm asking you this question. Are you able to identify Moses Sibiya, sir?
Kodwa ke lona umbuzo mina engikubuza wona ukuthi ungamkhomba yini uMoses Sibiya.
Yikho ngithi nami ngicela ukuma kwi-statement sami ngoba akukho la ngangikhuluma khona uMoses Sibiya. Moses Sibiya ngamtshela uGeninda ukuthi umuntu othe yimi noma uGeninda ukuthi uMoses Sibiya uthe sibulele isenzo.
Which is then why I'm also requesting, my lord, that I would just like to stop there with regards to my statement. I said nothing with regards to Moses Sibiya. It was Geninda who told me that Moses Sibiya pointed fingers at me and my brother Marco. That was said to me by Geninda.
But why is it so difficult when Mr. Ramusipila asked you, you said the Sibiya, you pointed towards the direction of accused number 1. So why is it so difficult for you to answer my question at this stage?
Inike manje nzima ukuthi uphendule umbuzo wami ngoba ke ngesikhathi umnumzana uzaMsipile kubuza ke ukhombile nje awuzange ube nankinga uye ukhombile uMoses Sibiya.
But that is very unfair. Listen, that question is asked in the context of the statement. In the statement that the state is saying is trying to prove. You cannot compare what was said by Mr. Ramusipile earlier on and that which is happening now. This witness says, I said nothing about the statement that I gave. I said nothing about Moses Sibiya. And part of that which the state now wants to siphon from this witness to the effect that this statement says, I can point out to Sibiya when I see him. When this witness says, I never said that in my statement.
Yes, Mr. Let me try to change the question now. Say, let's put the statement aside. Are you able to point out Moses Sibiya?
Thike ummeli ke akwazi ke ukuthi manje usengaqhathanisa kumshushisi inkulumo ke ngesikhathi ube kumnumzana kaMsipile kuza imibuzo naloko okushiwo lana ke kwistatement ngoba ke ufakazi ke uyasho ukuthi ke akukho lutho akusho ngoMoses Sibiya. Uthi ke manje kumshushisi ake sisithathe ke istatement lesi sisibeke ke eceleni. Ingabe ungamkhomba yini uMoses Sibiya ngakaphendula?
That's making it intelligent, my lord, and I'm saying that is the greatest respect. That which has been asked now and that which has been tried to be asked prior to my objection are the same thing. There's no difference.
Akukho ke mehluko kuloko ke akwenzayo manje umshushisi naloko bengishiyo ke ngaphambili noma lokho bekubuzile ke ngaphambili.
Okay, let me ask the question. In your own evidence, you said you know Sibiya, correct?
Ubufakazi bakho wena kuwena nje ushilo ke wathi uyamazi uSibiya. Yes.
From accused 1 to 5, who is Moses Sibiya?
Masuka ke kumsolo wokuqala so kunake kumsolo wesihlanu ubani uMoses Sibiya?
Choose number 1.
Choose number 1.
Okay, my lord. This is 1529. Can we then Ajay, we can proceed on Monday. I will finalize the statement on Monday.
And just like that, the defense snatched the steering wheel back. Sibanda tried to resurrect the already dead confession argument, hoping to prove a statement that was never proven, never read back, and never owned by the witness. Then came the moment that cracked the air. The defense stood up and fought the relevance of that question. They asked the only question that mattered. What does this have to do with proving a statement? And suddenly the courtroom went silent. Because it didn't. It had nothing to do with proving anything. It was just Sibanda trying to stretch fiction into evidence. And my lord, you could see it. The heavy heart, the reluctant tone, the slow exhale before the words dropped. The question is not allowed. That wasn't just a ruling. That was a funeral for the state's credibility. Sibanda looked down, ashamed, and continued his cross-examination like a man walking through the ashes of his own argument, dragging hearsay, dragging history, dragging himself. He dragged in some dusty Kwanongoma hearsay from 2016, waving it around like it was gospel. But Mahimba, he denied it flat. No hesitation, no confusion, just pure courtroom composure. This wasn't cross-examination anymore. It was damage control in slow motion. The defense didn't just win the objection. They restored the law. They reminded the court that relevance isn't optional, that procedure isn't decoration, and that desperation isn't evidence. This was the moment the courtroom remembered what justice is supposed to look like. If you're watching this meltdown unfold, don't blink, because the next video is where the state's narrative finally collapses under its own contradictions. Subscribe, share, and stay tuned for the final collapse, where the courtroom stops tolerating fiction and starts demanding accountability. Thanks very much for watching, and if you have made it thus far, you have my heart. Drop a 1 in the comments section if you believe the state is desperate to convict the wrong people. Until next time, I'm Skybridge. Goodbye.